In studio, the man of the hour, Big Sexy Shawn Smith. How are you, my friend?
Very, very tired.
Yeah,
a little bit tired. Not gonna lie.
Last night was
epic.
It really was.
Last night was by far the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Hands down.
Well, here's the thing. You've been sitting on this,
right?
You know, for people who don't know, number one, where the hell you been? But last night, The Voice on NBC. Shawn was the final person selected to fill the final spot on Team Cee Lo and national TV, and you killed it. And here's the thing: when was that taped? Because most people don't know that.
Well, that was taped, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, so, I think at least. Yeah.
So you've been sitting on this for that long,
correct? And
last night was the night to, really just kind of let it sink in and really enjoy it.
Yeah, and it was an overload, man. It was like an emotional overload, just like, we were talking earlier about just like that electrifying feeling, when people are just cheering, just because of the word Utica or, Shawn, or just seeing me.
Yeah, the sheer joy. And we're talking about the preview party, the viewing party that we had at Shots last night. The fact that you and your family, your mom and dad, Carly, Bobby,
yeah.
The entire band was, everyone there from Showtime was there, and everyone that was there was to support you, and it was just like. Just pure joy. It was pure emotion.
I know.
All night last night.
It was unbelievable. And I remember at one point I looked over at Carly, and I'm like, everybody that's here is here because of me. You know what I mean? And it's so overwhelming, though. You know what I mean? Like, I literally broke into tears before my thing even aired. Just because, it's just like the love in that room, just the energy, everything is just. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. So let's backtrack a little bit, because last night was absolutely fantastic, and as you progress in the competition, we're going to have more viewing parties at Shots. So we'll keep the announcements coming from that point. Take me back to your journey, because this is stuff that you haven't been able to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people have a lot of questions, and I'm sure you're getting, people have been whispering questions to you for the last few months.
Of course.
All right, so take me through the process. Okay, so your first audition...
February.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, nobody understands, like, The Voice has been a part of my life since February. And, like, really, like, on a Thursday night... Walked into Dick Smith's to go play with Poor Tim like we do every Thursday.
Yep.
And there's Bob Seward standing there with the audition pass, the open call audition pass. I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's The Voice. I'm like, and that is... He's like, oh, really? Come on. He's like, it's that TV show. You'd be perfect for it. Just go down, it's open call. Just, give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So I'm like, all right, fine. I played Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Got done with Cavallo's that night that I played. Drove straight to New York City. Carly drove me straight down to New York City. Got to the open call. Had to wait for 7 hours to actual audition. No sleep, nothing. I got everybody in like the convention center walking around with headphones, warming up. There's me in my seat. Sleeping.
Wake me up when it's time.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I finally get to it, and I finally get to do my audition process, and there was 10 people to a room, and I was the only person out of that room to stay. So then... As I walk out the double doors, it was a ghost town. There was a single person anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, what? So I finally walk around the corner. There's Carly, and I show my little callback thing. She goes, I've been sitting here for 6 hours. You're the fourth person to walk through the door. In 6 hours. Like, it's no joke. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
It's like, so then I get the callback. I go back a week later.
Okay.
All right, so I do the callback. They liked me there, too. So they videotaped me doing my audition, and then they did a little on-camera interview after.
Now, did you do Chicken Fried every single time, or did you switch songs?
No, Chicken Fried, the first time I did it was on TV.
Oh, no kidding?
Yep.
Okay.
So, like, my first audition song for the thing was James Morrison, Better Man.
Yep.
And then my callback I did...
Which you did here on the air, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just throwing it out there.
I don't even remember. It's so long ago. I don't remember what it was.
All right, from my point of view, okay. You go down for your initial audition. Facebook. You're like, I'm going to audition, da-da-da-da-da, and you're taking pictures in line,
so
and da-da-da-da-da.
bad.
And then, oh my God, I got the golden
Callback,
it's like you're Willy Wonka for crying out loud.
It really was.
I got the golden
It really was, man.
And we're like, everyone's like, oh my God, that's awesome.
And then nothing.
And then you fell off the face of social media for like 6 months.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that $5 million confidentiality contract I signed, that's a big incentive not to say much.
Again, Big Sexy Shawn Smith in studio, The Voice on NBC. Follow him on Twitter at Shawn, SHAWN, Big Sexy, at Shawn Big Sexy. Okay, so you go down and you go twice. You go out for the second callback.
Right.
And from the second callback, is that the point where they're like, okay, you need to not talk to anybody about anything? Was that when that conversation happened?
Right. From that point on, from that callback where they actually made me an audition tape to send to the NBC executives, because that was the third callback, from that point on, I was under contract. You know, and it was killing me, too, because, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, yeah, go, call back, yeah. You know, everybody's like, oh, my God, everybody's liking it, blowing it up. Okay, I'm waiting. What happened?
Crickets.
What happened?
Crickets.
Nothing. I didn't say no. Oh,
Crickets.
man, I felt so bad for so long. So then after all that, they sent the audition tape to the NBC executives in California.
Okay.
They loved it. They flew me out to L.A. for another audition.
Okay, now when
Number 3 audition, by the way.
Timeline on this, because the first initial audition was in February. Your first trip to L.A. was March. Okay,
yeah, that was a fairly quick process.
Okay,
and so they flew me out there. I got to play 2 songs. 3, I sang 3. Got to play 2 with my guitar. I did Libra Ice Hard to Love. I did Adele, Rolling in the Deep, and then the other one was Home by Chris Daughtry.
Okay.
So then that was my NBC, executive audition, and then from there,
who's in the room at this point? Because, and I'm sorry, this may be kind of weird questions, but I'm thinking of you like walking into a room and there's like 3, like almost like an actor auditioning.
No, it was actually really cool. Like for the NBC executives, like I walk in there, it's nothing but candle lights. I swear, it's all candle, right?
They tried to sleep.
There's like 10 couches, all like fanned out on either side.
Okay.
And it's just full of NBC executives.
And they're just chilling.
Everybody's having a good time and just drinking the Starbucks or whatever they're doing.
Right.
And so I'm like, wow, this is really, really chill. It's really relaxed. So I go in there, I get done with my first song. I'm like, wow, that was great. I nailed it, right? I have one guy go, are you chewing gum? I go, I'm sorry? He goes, are you chewing gum? I'm like, well, yeah, I always chew gum when I sing. He's like, I find that very distracting. I'm like, oh my God, I just blew this by chewing gum. I'm like, what did I just do?
You tried that.
Right? So then I swallow my gum. He's like, do you want to go spit it out? I'm like, don't worry. I'm like, I always swallow like that. Blew up, the place started dying. I'm talking, we had this lady in tears. The guy that called me out was like, that was funny. I don't care who you are.
That's fantastic.
So I literally just won the room over there.
Just by chewing gum.
So it actually, I think it may have helped me out, actually.
So yeah, okay, all right.
So then after that, then they're like, well, we'll contact you within a week. So then I flew home. On a Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2:00, I got the phone call. Literally the next day.
Wow.
They called me, told me on. I freaked out.
That's normally, like, if you go for a job interview, it's normally like
2 week waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
And so to get that kind of response that quickly, that's a huge sign.
It was amazing. So what it ended up being is, out of 40,000 people that auditioned in the United States, I was top 125.
Wow.
And now, out of 40,000, top 48. Right now.
That is incredible.
That alone right there, like that, I know that like peaks my musical career. You know what I mean? Just being notified. You know what I mean? Just for people to look at you and be like, absolutely. You know what I mean? Out of those numbers, it's unbelievable.
We're talking to Big Sexy Shawn Smith, Team Cee Lo on The Voice. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Shawn Big Sexy. I think it's awesome. Let me show you something. And I want to go back to the story. It's super duper interesting. I have my iPad in front of me. Okay. And I just pulled up, my music, and, I want you to read from the top down. Who are the artists?
Shaggy, Shakira, Shania Twain, Sean Mullen, Shawn Smith. That's funny.
If you go to iTunes right now, you can actually download Chicken Fried by Big Sexy.
That's so cool.
Have you listened to it yet?
I have. I listened to it last night. I went right into my car, and I was even pumped. I'm like, wow, it actually sounded really, really good.
Because I'm going to play it right now, right? Yeah, I'm going to play it on the air for you right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
You can download it. You can download it right now on iTunes, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, I had to find like a certain way to kind of do it. I found a way to Jimmy rig.
Is that a cassette tape? Right there
it really, it's actually an 8-track. All right, let's see if I got this right here. There it is.
You know I'm a chicken fried. Cold beer on Friday night. Yeah.
Utica's own Big Sexy Shawn Smith with chicken. That's the first time like your song has been played on the radio right now, right?
Crazy, dude.
How was that?
I don't know, man. All these emotions. I've been having a last case of emotion. There's just so much going on, man.
All right,
wow.
Number one, it's really cool, Gary DeShawn.
Yeah, dude.
It was really cool to be able to play your song for the very first time on the radio.
Thank you so much,
with
man.
you here. I think that that was awesome.
That was.
All right, so that song is actually available for download right now on iTunes. Big Sexy Shawn Smith in studio, The Voice, Mondays, Tuesdays on NBC. Follow him on Twitter at Sean Big Sexy. What we're going to do is we're going to break. We're going to come back. More with Big Sexy next on Kiss FM.